All right. So basically, I want to go over why we entered this trade and how we identified, basically what all this was, and um, also go over what happened today in terms of our losses. So let's look at the 1 hour for the market breakdown. Let's actually do a refresh of this entire thing. Right. So now here's where we are. So now we're clearly above our entry. Our entry was here. We're going for a what is this? It looks like a 6 to 1 actually. Oh, that's on the 1 minute. Yeah, let's go on the 1 hour. Wow, it looks so bad. I don't know why. Where's the reset chart option? Maybe we can find out where that is. I don't know what that is. Okay, but yeah, I do want to show you the chart less, disgusting. It looks really bad like this. Maybe if we can do another refresh. I don't know why the chart looks like this. I really know. Took it to 1 hour. Yeah, look at how this looks. Don't understand why it looks like that. Ugh. TradingView sometimes has disgusting. Wow, this thing really moved up here, significantly higher. Wow, that's insane on the 1 hour too. Basically, we had a structure. Why I can't work like this? Wait a second, I need to figure this out because I cannot work like this at all. This is not gonna work. Yeah, I'm sorry about the confusion here. I need to fix this because this is actually terrible. Why doesn't it reload? I don't know. Wow. Okay, let's maybe we can try something else. No, this thing is destroyed. I don't know why it looks like this. Okay, let's go back to this. I guess we'll break it down in the 1 minute because it's not letting me really go over on the higher time frames at this point in time. So I'll just use the 1 minute. Still looks better than mine. Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I do want to show you the larger, you just see what the issue is, right? That's not letting me zoom out and adjust. It's not adjusting I don't know why it's not doing that. But since it's you here, Steve, you can unmute yourself. I don't know if you have the ability to, but you can ask me questions if you want. This would be your stream here. Look how this is significantly moving up higher. What happened is that we had previously, we had this accumulation, right? We had this distribution rather, which moved down. We came down to this low, which was a mitigation of this order block, which then propelled us higher into this creek, which also served as a Wyckoff, which ended into another Wyckoff. So we had a Wyckoff, a fractal Wyckoff inside of a larger creek, which was in turn inside of an even larger Wyckoff, which I really want to show you, and I cannot because it's really disgusting right now, this whole thing. Let's delete this.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is like way better than what I have. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't even know how to use my dashboard yet.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to show you how we do this. But I'm gonna ask you, you probably don't trade Forex, right? You probably trade stocks.
I do. I trade stocks, and I was actually trading SPACs before they slowed down massively.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, I'll tell you what, the stuff that I'm teaching you here isn't just for, I know it happens to be the Forex market, but it doesn't, first of all, the Forex market's open. So this is actually a live trade, by the way. This isn't like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I'm literally in this trade. I'm watching this and I'm breaking down to you why I entered this trade. And this is smart money concepts that works in any, I actually prepared some tickers for today. I wanted to look at, I wanted to show you that we're gonna come back to this, but I want to show you, I imagine you guys probably traded AMC today, right? You guys got calls on that?
Yeah, I mean, I traded AMC today. I did pretty well. I mean, I did pretty well the first time that I played around with it. I'm not big on the meme stock game, but like, I was like, why not? I'll jump in on the live. Why not? Right?
Listen, it's the only way to make money here, man. And listen, the stuff that I teach, I really want to emphasize this because yesterday, we had some haters. And this guy was like, "Oh, fuck Forex and all that," and completely disregarded what I was teaching, which is funny because this stuff works.
Brother, I turned, and I don't know shit. Just to clarify, right? I don't know shit. and I turned $2,000 into $100,000 in about a year, and then that went back down to 75,000 just because I sat on it because of the lull in SPACs. And I just today I said, you know what, I'm gonna figure out what I got to do to like jumpstart my stock game again. And I came across Evan's deal, and I was like, dude, this is exactly what I was looking for. I need to get like some live action and some knowledge because I don't know anything about it. I was just doing research on, you know, who was involved in the SPAC as far as the board members, and I was making my bets like that. And that was working out great because I was, you know, I was buying the hype. I mean, you know, buying the hype, selling the news kind of vibe, and it was working, you know. I mean, I was buying in low, I was buying, and then I got into the options of it, you know what I mean? Like buying the warrants and the units and all that. And I'm doing pretty well, but it's all kind of stagnant. So now I need to get into some day trading. You guys have the perfect platform. I need to learn what the hell I'm doing. You know, I have the Ameritrade account. Funny enough, I signed in today and I was like, oh shit, I actually have money in here. I forgot I started this thing a while ago so that I could have this dashboard that I never figured out how to use. So, you know, pardon my ignorance, but like I'm here to learn for sure. And I appreciate what you're doing. So, I mean, I'm definitely, if it's making money, I want to learn it from you.
For sure. Well, this is, you know, this is, it works for me. You know, I went from a consistently unprofitable trader to now someone who is making money from this. So I do like to, you know, show people this, these concepts because they've worked for me. And I think that this is the only way to trade the market in any market. So let's actually look at AMC. I actually want to break down and show you using smart money, how we could have engaged this and why everything happened.
Yeah, because I'm still holding some. So like, and I think that that's due to, you know, I was using Wells Fargo broker instead of E-Trade or
should probably get out of that position actually, because this is about to drop.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking I'd get out of it tomorrow morning is what I thought. I was like, I'm down just a little bit on it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of creaking right now.
I don't have a big stake in it. Let me see where I'm at. It's
so
like, I went in kind of light. I mean, I made money on it. I made 5,600 today. So I mean, I didn't do horrible.
I'm sure, but you know, I would recommend for you to get out, but not on this candle. Maybe when it goes back up, but I don't know. I mean, this was a pretty significant.
Right now. So I made. Let me see. Yeah, I have 15 shares of it right now. That's it. That's all I bought.
Wow. Holy fuck. Look at this thing climb. Sorry, man. I'm just making.
Okay. No. It's all good.
Let's see how much
I almost dropped my phone when you said that. What are you talking about?
Sheesh, I'm already up. Wow. That's insane. I'm up a lot.
So how do I trade in this side of it? Is this all the
so this is Forex, right? This is currency market.
Okay.
I have a lot of classes talking about Forex in my in here. If you see my screen, you can go down, you can go to where's my Forex section, right? Forex trading classes, a lot of then we also have the mentorship. That's like the individual classes where, you know, I would actually teach you everything about trading, about this stuff. And
yeah,
that's you know, that we have spots open for that now actually, but I want to teach you guys. I don't talk about the mentorship. That's if you're interested, that's individual. You can talk to me after.
Right.
But I want to go over today's trade and I actually want to look at AMC and explain to you, because you actually have money in there. Let's look at AMC for 1 second and explain to you what happened today, right? So I actually was reading about it, and I know that it was basically like a huge pump. People were putting a lot of money into it. This was a manipulation. That's, you know, it's unquestionable. Everyone,
yeah, that's what these are, right? These meme stocks are like basically.
Yeah, of course. But just because they're manipulated doesn't mean that you can't identify smart money, right? So first of all, let's look at the fact that we have. Well, I mean, you have all these gaps, right? Forex doesn't have all these gaps, but you know, you do have some accumulations, right? You have that seller's climax, automatic rally, the ST. You have this move up. You don't really get that spring, but I mean, it is really a manipulated stock. But I can show you that I can show you the volume divergence that we're seeing. We're seeing higher prices with this trend line, right? Moving up, looking like it's going up. But if you look at the volume, now this is something that I use all the time. You see how the volume's going like this?
Yeah.
So this is kind of an actually a volume, a gap. It's actually called referred to. Let's delete that. So we're seeing high prices being met, right, with this absolute high never getting filled, and we're seeing actually, if you want to do some Wyckoff on this and see actually the schematic, we have let's label this. We have the buyer's climax.
Okay,
We have the automatic rally. Let's put that down there. We have the AR right here. We have the ST.
and what's the
or
ST?
the ST is secondary test.
Okay,
We have a sign of weakness, or also secondary test. You can call
and those
that.
are all like buyer and seller identifiers, correct?
Right. You have
Okay.
another secondary test, these two. Now you have really a right here, right? You get this, you get that up thrust. Really, it's actually looks like a UT. You don't really get that. Well, actually, I think that this maybe even could be from up here. This could have been the buyer's climax, automatic rally. This could have been the up thrust after distribution. Actually, that looks more realistic to me. Looking at
Okay.
it now, looking at
So
it
now
again.
plants over there, got it.
Yeah. So actually, this was seems like more so
And
the
that's kind of the question I have is because these aren't a traditional like play, is it a little bit more difficult to try to plan? And you kind of gotta have to go,
well. Listen, you don't want to trade schematics, exactly per schematic, right?
right?
But first of all, you want to know how to identify schematics. By the way, this schematic that we caught right now, we're already up 1% on our trade. 1%, by the way, in Forex. Let's give you an idea, Stephen.
Yeah.
If I told you 1% gain, right now we're at 1R. Okay, that means that 1%, like I said, is I think in stocks it's called 100%. It means it's 1%. Sorry, my mom.
No, dude, you're all good. You're all
Yeah,
good.
it means that it's a 100% gain. So if you were
Oh,
to put
wow,
in
nice.
$1,000, then you would have made on this move right now $1,000,
Nice.
just as it is right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
like it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty easy.
So what's
And if you make-
really cool about this that I see is that I can do I mean I can kind of like
oh, you're talking about AMC? Okay.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
what
but
were you saying, man?
I could do both. I could do my day trading and then get on this in the evening almost and just continue.
Yeah, man.
to
Forex, this pair moves the best at night. I day trade this. I actually I do the classes, right? But I do private trading sessions with the mentorship. Like I want to pull everyone together and do like
Right.
a ASIN session,
Uh-huh.
live trading session with everyone, and really like, that's for
Yeah,
the
I think
that's
that's
for
a
the
good
mentorship.
look at, I mean, I'm down to do it. I have, I mean, I have funds to trade. That's where I'm at with it. If I can get a better understanding of it, I have funds to trade. That's where, my game here is I want to learn.
Man, listen,
Obviously,
Forex, I'll tell you what, owner, I don't know, owner. Why do you prefer Forex? Is Forex trade 24/7? Okay, so let me answer these questions for you. First of all, I'm really happy to see that people.
I'll pull out of the thing. I'm gonna mute now.
No, that's fine. I want to answer these guys' questions here. I prefer Forex for very simple reasons. First of all, that pesky PDT rule does not exist in Forex. You can, I deposited, I don't think it matters how much I put into my account, but I put in X amount, and that's less than 25,000 because I'm not worth 25K, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. But just because I don't have that much money doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have anything to do with it. This means I'm trading with less volume. But in regards to that, you don't have to, abide by that rule, which is pretty significant to me because if I were to day trade stocks, I would want to day trade stocks, not options. Now, here's the thing about options. Now, if you're good at options and you get the right strike, you know how they work, you're good at them, you can make a lot of money. But what happens if it never reaches the strike price? You paid the premium, you have the delta, which gains in value, but it never really covers that premium cost that you're paying. And you have theta decay, which actually decreases the value of the option. So I did learn about options a little bit. I'm not saying I'm some genius in options and I know about how everything works, with the IV and all this crap, but I'm not like Austin, who are like, these guys are really good at options, right? I'm not comparing myself to them at all. Like, don't get me wrong, but just to me, it's, if you see it's gonna go up, you buy, and if you see it's gonna go down, you sell, and then you use Wyckoff and you use all these smart money techniques, and it's just so much simpler. Like Forex is a lot easier in my opinion, and it's designed for people who have like a life, other than trading. They have a job, they have to go to work. You trade before you go to your work. You come back from work, you have the ASIN session. You can trade 24 hours a day. And then to answer the second question, Forex is not 24/7. It's not like crypto. It's open 24 hours throughout the week. So Friday night at 5 p.m., the Forex market closes officially. right? Until Sunday at 5. So it's technically open 24/6 if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, I don't have 25K on Evans thing. I got a risky position on SKLZ. Really ruins your day when you can't sell for profit. It's all good. I'm a small port and I'm trying to figure out how to maximize. I don't know what that means, what you meant by that, but of course I'm interested. Why do you prefer? Yeah, so I answered this question. I answered this question why I prefer Forex. Just again, just to clarify, a lot simpler, makes a lot more sense. Now looking forward at this, I want to actually show you about AMC real quick, if you don't mind. And actually show you that analysis that I was doing earlier, showing you that Wyckoff, oh, it must have, oh, no, here it is. So you had that lower point of supply, it came back, you had a test of that order block. Again, this is a Wyckoff, right? This is nothing to do with the fact that this was a pump and dump. I'm showing you the smart money concepts that go into this. This is a classic Wyckoff distribution, and we're about to see lower prices getting met. So whoever's in AMC, also with this volume divergence, again, I'm not a wizard. I'm not, God. I'm not saying this is going to drop, but to my opinion, again, I'm not some professional, right? But to my opinion, this thing's about to fucking drop to hell, like really bad. Like I would consider getting out of this position while you're still at profit. If you are holding, I would get out of AMC. And that's the cool thing about smart money is that it doesn't have to be Forex. I can analyze any pair. I can look at crude oil. I can look at the E-mini. I can look at, I don't even know if you guys even know what that is, but I can look at anything. Right, even Doge, like this crappy coin, right? Look at what's going on here, right? We had this move up, right? We had the all-time high, it moved up, tested this order block before giving us lower prices, right? With this delivery, we moved up again, creating equal highs, creating some liquidity, right? People are buying this market only for it to crash down even lower, taking out people's stop orders, moving back up again, giving you another chance, for this move. People are like, oh, it's going back up again. All right, people rally. What happens again? Stop loss manipulation. Then it moves up again, right? And then you come up to this order block to test it one more time to test half and to mitigate these sell orders. Because if you think about it, when the whales, right, because of crypto, the composite man in Forex and the Wall Street hedge funds and stocks, right, the composite man, the entity that controls the price, right, and it happens to be in Doge, happens to be the whales, as they call them, the people who own the most currency. When they sell here, they need to buy to sell, right? So now Doge, in my opinion, is in a complete downtrend, and we can expect to see lower prices on Doge, right? That's very obvious to me. I like the trading times of Forex. Yeah, it's whenever you want, Jorge. I know absolutely nothing, but I'm here to learn. What is smart money? Fuck it, I'm quitting my job. Okay. So smart money is stuff that I teach. Like I said, I don't go over everything because there are people paying for this in the mentorship. So I don't really, think that it's fair to them to reveal all my strategies and all that stuff. But I will give you a little bit of the sauce, as they call it, in my breakdown of today's trade. Right. We noticed this. We noticed that we had a overall distribution, which turned into a reaccumulation with this creek that we saw with the volume divergence. We knew that this was going to come up because we had all this liquidity that needed to get filled, all these imbalances. And they're like, listen, there's no way, right? The market's going to keep going down. We had 1, 2, 3 chances for it, and all day was going down. We need some exhaustion. This thing is exhausted. Sorry. They can't just keep going down forever. I am expecting higher prices, right? It just makes a lot of sense to me. Also using volume profile, you see this there's low levels of liquidity here, also with this rounding volume indicator, showing you that this is really a move that needs to get filled, right? Also, if we use my favorite tool known as the fixed range, and we measure from here to here, you can see that actually there's a very low volume amounts here that need to get filled by price. So I am expecting higher prices to get met. Right now, we're selling, taking some pressure off of this up move, but we know that the banks were buying down here. The composite man, entered his trades with this spring, with that test, giving you a secondary opportunity to get in with high prices being met. Now we're getting that mark up with continuations of price. So again, we're going to expect for price to, we knew the price would get up here, started having some exhaustion. We're expecting higher prices to be met, potentially reaching a 6-to-1. Obviously 6-to-1. Where do I find the link? Someone messaged me on Discord. It's in the public chat. I tagged everyone. Sorry that you missed the class. I'm not gonna individually go and stop the class just to message you. if you're watching this on the YouTube, sorry, it's not fair to everyone. But yeah, so we're now expecting these higher prices to get met. And the reason we chose this take profit is because it's just above this liquidity. At that point, I want to get out. And at that point, that 6%, again, when I say 6%, that means 600% gain, right, in stocks. And this is possible. Like, that means that you would be making 6 times your money. So if you were to put in just for layman's term, $100 on this trade, if this were to get completed, in the correct move, this would have been $600 gain. I don't like to use number. I'm not saying that's the amount that I use. I'm just giving you an example, right? So same example, $1,000 in this trade. If this was to reach all the way up, like we're expecting it to, this would have been $6,000, right? It just makes sense. And that's calculated by leverage. It's calculated by pips. There's a lot of calculations. I posted a class on that. I don't want to waste everyone's time with that. Is it a program or something? I don't know what that means. This crypto trade on Forex, AMC $60 after hours right now. So it went up a little bit. That's actually pretty interesting. AMC. What is that? 63 right now, showing me on the charts now. 63.99. That's pretty interesting, but again, very risky. I mean, we have this move. I mean, I guess you could also consider this. It depends on how you want to classify this Wyckoff, but I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like it can just keep pumping up for so long. I feel like that move down would be an eventuality. And after hours trading, it's still, when the market opens, all those orders will get filled in. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's an uptrend. Keep that in mind as well. Nothing that that it doesn't have no potential to go up. I'm just saying that you should consider that. So going back to our trade, yeah, I mean, we had a mini accumulation inside of this creek that we had. So actually this is kind of, you can ignore this. We knew that this creek would have to get violated because of the fact that we came up, we started moving down with low volume. So we had this liquidity that needed to get filled by this market. And we can expect that if we're already moving up, then we can continue moving up to fill in these gaps. So we did come up, we tested this high, we moved up a little bit, now we're moving down. I am still bullish on this pair overall. Also in around 45 minutes, we're getting some news. Let's show you the news on the New Zealand dollar. It's not very significant, but also the retail sales, I'm expecting this to be the same, because yesterday we had good news on the Australian dollar. And if you guys don't know, the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar are basically the same thing. Australian dollar yen, right, is basically moving the exact same way as New Zealand yen. So it's basically one and the same. So if you're trading this, you can also take the same position on Australian dollar yen, and you're basically trading the same currency. That doesn't mean they're the exact same, right? Obviously, there's differences. They don't move exactly 100%, but they're like 96% correlating. Let's read the chat. What is this? This is super risky, but buy in now and you lose everything. Oh, I would definitely not buy AMC. That's for sure. I would not buy in. Why would you buy in at the top? That makes no sense. But yeah, that's basically the breakdown of this trade that we're in. I actually want to show you guys today's loss that we had and how the market basically kind of juked us out. We woke up at 7:30. Where was 7:30? 7:30. We entered this market around here. So we anticipated this sell, right? Seeing that price was moving down, we thought that this was just, we came up to this order block around here in this level. We thought that this was just a possibility of it continuing lower, right? Because we knew that this area needs to get filled. We had a very, volume imbalance. We knew that the price wanted to go actually lower and mitigate this entire thing. So we took a sell that ended up getting manipulated via smart money. So we actually ended up taking a dumb money trade, unfortunately, which sucks. I hate when I take dumb money trades. Then we try to ride this thing up, see if we can get a better entry. Then we moved down, and then we sold here, or around here. We sold, anticipating the lower prices to be met. And at that point, it did move down, and only to come back up to retest that order block right around the 50% of it. So if we actually show you that exactly, right, if you guys don't know what order blocks are, that is covered in the mentorship. So I don't want to waste so much time going over that. So it came around the 50% line, which is a pretty nice mitigation of that. almost perfect actually, came to mitigate that order and then move prices down even significantly lower to around the same level as this. So testing again. So once we had this move down, I knew that the exhaustion of prices downtrend was completed, meaning why would I think that? Because if we're not moving below the absolute low that we had, so why would price continue moving lower? We had this move up, right? Manipulation, people were buying this too early, right? We had a mini Wyckoff inside of here. I can even show you that by climax, automatic rally, the ST, the UTAD, the distribution, right? So this was a fractal in the 15-second time frame, a very clear Wyckoff, the move down, the move up to mitigate those orders, continue moving down. This was a mini creek, you can even see by the volume, the move down to stop out those orders. People, and then we had the move up, giving us this schematic unfolding really here. This was our main schematic that actually brought us higher in price. And now we're viewing potentially another schematic unfold inside of the up move, which happens all the time. All the time this happens. And I'm hoping this is not a distribution of price because that would be very unfortunate. So we're seeing, right, the buyer's climax up here, the automatic rally, the ST. Now we need to see a spring move to bring prices a little bit lower. And we're gonna watch this and see how it unfolds. Maybe let's look at the 1 minute and see if this is itself another schematic. So we're seeing right now, again, let's label this. We're seeing this buyer's climax, right here. Let's copy that and paste. Oh, automatic rally with that ST. Right, and now we're seeing this secondary test of this buyer's climax. So now we can expect to see potentially another secondary test. We're expecting to see another sign of strength before the spring move, convincing people that we're going to go down, a rejection of the spring move. So we're expecting that spring to come just a little bit below that preliminary supply that we had. So the PS is going to be around here. That's what I think it is at the moment. Looks like this is the correct schematic for me. So we can expect that spring move and then even a delivery of higher prices. Now, if we get a UTAD, which breaks above the buyer's climax and rejects, we're going to take profits and cut the trade out because this is going to be distribution. And at that point, we're going to see lower prices. So it's basically just being a few steps ahead of the market. You know, you are playing again against the composite man. So you want to be several steps ahead of him, or otherwise you will lose your trades. And that's the stuff that we teach more in depth. I just can't teach all that stuff in a 40-minute class, you know. It's not possible. But you know, that is basically how we're identifying these market cycles. Maybe if somebody wants me to look at another currency pair or another stock, a ticker, if you want, you can send it and I can examine it using my analysis. If that interests you, I'm okay with that. Hopefully we don't get that UTAD because that would be very unfortunate. I really don't want to see that. I would be very, very sad because I would want to see higher prices being met. And, you know, we only got, what was this? How many pips was this? Only 9 pips. I mean, I'm not complaining, but 9 pips is not so significant. You know, I would like to see this entire area get mitigated, right? We have this low volume. I really think that prior prices can't get met. Why is the buyer's climax so high? So if nobody has any tickers, then I guess I can just answer questions if you want to ask me anything. Maybe about smart money, maybe about you know, order blocks, maybe about, I don't know, whatever you want to ask. You know. Sure, there has to be one question. You know, potentially a secondary test on B. Oh, let's fix that. Putting a secondary test right here. Oh, let's see. What does the graph at the very bottom represent? So this is our volume. So I don't trade with any indicators. Like, I'm sure you guys have all heard about MACD, RSI, you know, I don't know, stochastic RSI, whatever the hell. I don't use any of that stuff. The only thing I use is volume. And the reason I use volume is because the reason, like, again, I'll explain it because it just shows you where the orders are being placed, and it just shows you where the overall trend of the market is. So we know that this, right, this bulk shows us where the orders are placed. So we know that the general move is up. Now we're seeing an accumulation of those orders, right? And then the continuation. So we're expecting this to continue moving up here, right? And that shows us this by the fact that now the volume is decreasing as we're entering our potentially reaccumulation or distribution. Hopefully it won't, it would be the latter, and it will be a reaccumulation, which would be signified by that spring move and the continuation of the markup, which is what we're expecting to see. Twitter. Okay, requested by Zoom user. Let's take a look at Twitter. Again, I am reminding you, this stuff doesn't just work on Forex, it works on anything. Wow, 1 minute chart is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And the 5 minute is not working. Ugh, I can't believe that this is the situation that we're in with the chart. Maybe it can get fixed now. Okay, this looks a lot better. Oh, that's showing us AMC. No, I want to see Twitter. Twitter. Okay. So Twitter, ooh, that looks pretty interesting indeed. So Twitter made this little M pattern, right? Which is actually, some people trade this as called a cipher pattern, if you guys know what that is. I used to trade ciphers, but yeah, I actually think this is going pretty parabolic. Parabolic SAR, you know what I mean? If you know what that is, it means that it's making this parabolic shape, which is going to come up to around either this order block, and if it doesn't, well, actually we can measure that. Let's see how far I can go using the fixed range tool, from this swing up here to this low. So we can see that the order, the POC was around here, right? We also had another distribution model. We can, I'm not going to show you the whole distribution, but we had an accumulation here. Actually, not distribution, sorry. We had an accumulation right at Wyckoff right here. I can actually really easily see it. Then you had the buyer's climax, automatic rally, the ST. We had the sign of strength, sign of weakness. We never got that spring move, but now we're getting higher prices being met. If you want to look at it technically, we can look at this as a selling climax, the automatic rally, the ST. This was the spring, and now this was the delivery of higher prices. That could also be potentially, actually, I think that is more accurate, with this being the absolute low, and now this continuation of that trend. Now we're seeing that there's a lot of bears entering the market, right? But still volume prevailed, bullish, and we're now moving up. But that is showing me a lot of exhaustion. I'm expecting now that we've come to mitigate, we see a lot of the pretty good level of demand existing here, right? And that could be potentially mitigated, right? So let's put it at the half. So I'm looking at a price target of around 57.25, more or less. We're going to see that get tapped. And now, depending on how price starts to form, you know, if you're seeing a rounding top, you start seeing reversal signs, I would get out at that point. If you're going long on this, I would consider getting out once we get up to this level. And if we break through it, then, you know, this level would be the next one to hold, in my opinion, based on the volume profile indicator. It would be around here, or yeah, something like that, because really here's the order block, right? The last up move before that down move, giving us lower prices. And now we're coming back up to mitigate these orders to potentially move down even lower, because if you look at it from a higher time frame perspective, we're actually in a downtrend. So this is going to be very short-lived. I am actually anticipating that this is going to be the next level of structure before that eventual down move. Actually, that seems pretty likely to me for Twitter. So you know, even though it's bullish now, it's not actually bullish in the long run. Maybe the price looks better on the 30-minute now. No, it still looks disgusting. But yeah, I mean, we had this entire sell-off, right, moving down, and now we're coming back up and to retest those levels. So I think that, you know, this is going to come back up to test this last up move before the down move and just give us lower prices. Now, going back to our trade on New Zealand yen, I want to show you guys something on the 1 minute. So now we, it looks like that, let's see. Looks like we got the automatic rally, the ST, the STNB. Now we're getting some higher prices. We just hit 1% on our trade. Hopefully this moved up a little bit. It looks like potentially a UTAD, which is pretty bad for us, because that could be, right, a sign of a reversal coming our way. So let's put that back here. Let's put the tab up here. So this could be potentially the upthrust after distribution, or this could have been even a smaller schematic that we can't see because it's a small time frame. It's going to shoot up. You know, it doesn't have to follow the schematic. Just usually 65% of the time the market does follow that Wyckoff, but you know, it doesn't need to per se. It doesn't have to do that. But I mean, even looking at this thing, you know, it doesn't really look pretty. It looks pretty bullish to me, regardless. You know, of the fact that we're experiencing this lower volume, right? Because here's the thing: we're moving down, right? Low volume, low volume. So price is not moving down, as this candle shows us that a lot of volume was being placed in this order, right? A lot of people bought this market right here. This was, you know, this candle moved up the most in the shortest amount of time. So this shows us that this level here is now the most recent order block. So now we could potentially going to see this as our main level of purchase power by the composite man. I think I'm just going to remove this. And we're going to put this here, just like that. So now we might see a retest mitigation and potentially moves up from that, unless, of course, this is unfortunately a distribution, which means that we're going to get lower prices and fill this whole thing in. And at that point, I would just close the trade once we break below. If we get that spring move, which, you know, goes against the distribution model and then moves up significantly higher, you know, no harm, no foul. But if it doesn't happen, then, you know, we get out of the trade, close some profits, and call it a day for us here today. So now we're getting this down. Does seem like potentially a distribution. Hopefully it's not, but here we're coming down to test that order block, right? This was a pretty significant level, just for the reasons explained. And now we really need to see a push off of it, unless this was a, again, a spring, which comes down a little bit lower than the preliminary supply and then completely rejects and starts moving up. In any case, we're getting out with a profit, so it doesn't really matter regardless of how this thing moves. But we are seeing some volume coming into this market now towards the bearish side. Again, I'm not too convinced that this is a complete reversal, but if it is, then we could be getting a retest, and then at that point we would know, then we would get out of the trade. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it for our trader today. Let's look at Australian dollar yen. So the Australian dollar yen is also moving pretty bullish. Now we're having a little bit of a retracement. And if this thing is moving up, then at that point, we know that this was a fake out and this is actually continuation. So we need to see this thing continue to move up. We can actually measure the fib tool of this from this swing to this top. So it came around the 0.5, not even. So I think it's still in a good position. I mean, it could also not be, but I guess we'll have to wait and see on New Zealand yen. At this point, it looks pretty problematic, though. You know, moving forward with that. Actually, let's adjust this to make it a little bit more accurate. That looks better. So we're seeing some signs of exhaustion. I think that this market might actually move down. I mean, this was a pretty high volume candle, but you know, it's kind of moving in a way that, you know, we had this UTAD, right? We had this upthrust after distribution, which moved up higher than the buyer's climax, which is not a good sign, because if you had the ST and B, right, we should be getting higher prices, and we should be getting actually, you know, something like a secondary test that's spring and then higher prices. And, you know, this is, you know, there's a snowflake rule, you know, every snowflake is different. Every Wyckoff is different, doesn't need to follow the set guidelines of every schematic, but in general, it is good to follow that schematic because, you know, it would work and save you a lot of money because they usually work. Oh, I guess it was just a run for liquidity as we're getting higher prices now. Awesome. So we're already at 1%. So 1% again is 100%. So we've already made our money, I guess, made our money back, whatever. So it's pretty decent. Now we're just waiting for the continuation of price. And yeah, we're just going to be watching that and maybe look at other pairs, maybe Peloton, if you guys want to look at that. I don't know if anyone here trades Peloton, but wow, this thing is pretty bad on the 1 minute charts. I mean, look at the difference. Oh, someone asked me why I trade Forex, right? I mean, look at all these volume gaps, right? This illiquid, because stocks are very illiquid compared to Forex. look at all these gaps, right? You know, let's say you have a stop loss order right here, and then it's gaps. You lose more money than you intended. And look at this also. You had this reaccumulation inside of potentially smaller time frames occur with the spring move here, and then you had the secondary test. You had a test of that spring coming down to test that order block, mitigate it, as this was the last down move before that up move, coming down to test just the open of it, and then giving you higher prices. I'm expecting Peloton to go up a little bit higher now, maybe up to around this area here on Peloton. What else is Workhorse? Someone asked me yesterday. Workhorse looks pretty good too. Actually, it's moving very nicely. Yeah, it's actually in a pretty nice uptrend, right? We had this. Let me show you another smart money concept that I love to use. We had this creek, right, happen where people are like, oh, it's in this downtrend now. It's moving in a downtrend, which is actually an engineer of liquidity. As we can see that this is now moving down the entire time. And then at the break of it, really here, we start seeing an increase in volume. As this is moving up, we just started this, we have this massive rally of volume, bringing up prices. Oh, let me delete that. Bringing up prices significantly higher to where it is right now. And it looks like this thing is going to potentially move up even more. We had this reaccumulation here occur with higher prices being met. It looks like this might be at its top though. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe we might see a little bit of break, you know, reaccumulate and then continue up higher. You know, that those cells to continue to move up, you know, that's how all stocks, all pairs, all anything works. Interesting how this thing's moving or deciding to move. Looks like though that it's giving us a reaccumulation as the UTAD is being tested one more time. And if we can break above the UTAD, then we know that this is a reaccumulation and that we can expect higher prices to be met. You know, obviously this was a swing trade as well. So we're actually holding this for the long run. So we're going for that 6-to-1 risk reward. Oh, look at that, beautifully breaking above it and continuing above even higher. So that's it for the market today. I mean, you know, I really broke down how we entered this trade, you know, why we did, what gave it away that this was actually an accumulation, how we got involved, where we got involved at the 290 line right here. You know, psychological number, we entered this as soon as we got this rally. We saw this uptrend. We're like, okay, we know it's a confirmed move. We're going to enter this trade. Spread brought us in here, and then we started moving up, and now we're at where we are. So again, just to show you that trade setup, stop losses were below the spring, and this was moving up. Right now, we're already, wow, moving up significantly higher. We're already at a, well, if you were just to hold this trade as it is right now, you're already at a 2.6% gain. And we're expecting these high prices to even get met as this thing is totally coming up to fill this liquidity. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it for me. If anyone asks any last minute questions before I end the stream, again, this will be uploaded to my Discord, to like the subsection inside the Discord in the class archives. So you can go back and have an additional viewing if you want. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I mean, if nobody has any last minute questions. Give you like one more minute before I end the call here. Oh, look at this grab liquidity. Maybe this was the up thrust. Wow, that actually looks more accurate. I don't think we're done with the Wyckoff schematic yet. Okay, this is actually, we have another one. This is the UTAD. Wow. Okay, so we might actually see a continuation of this in the next few candles, unless of course it starts moving down. At that point, we're in a reversal, and then we're going to get out with our 1%. So if I understand the volume matches the price, the trend. Oh, if the volume matches the price, the trend is viable. Yes. If you're starting to see the trend go up and the volume to go down, that's called a volume divergence. And at that point, it doesn't necessarily mean that it would go down, but most of the time it would go down. That's usually how it works with that stuff. And yeah, that's just how I trade. You know, I use identifying creeks So right now we're seeing that this is actually starting to move down with volume, right? So we're seeing potentially a reversal. So I think I'm actually gonna watch this thing play out and potentially close profits, because I mean, if you look at it this way, right, we're having this entire thing unfold, but we're seeing lower volumes, right? We're seeing this dip in volume. It's starting to move down here, and the trend is going up. So that's not a good sign. And if we use the volume profile to the fixed range tool, and we actually measure this move from that swing up to the swing down, I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay, let's actually just place it there for now and measure this move from the spring. Where is that spring move? Okay, yeah, from down here. So we're actually seeing that this is actually a pretty big imbalance that price may want to come and fill. This was the bulk of the orders were being placed here. This was the redistribution. I think we're going to hold on to this trade and see how it actually unfolds. But as this still had a lot of volume inside of it, and we know that there's an up move, I think this is the UTAD, and we're actually going to see lower prices being met now. But again, you never know. This could also be just a continuation and just this exhaustion of price before that up move. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Wyckoff. I'm just identifying a possible Wyckoff. Not everything's Wyckoff in the market. Not always. This could, there you see, now it's breaking above the UTAD, and that's even giving us even better prices. So let's I want to keep targeting here. I want to let this thing run and target all of this liquidity, and we're going to take profits around this level here. And we can actually look at the order block itself before that last down move, right, which happened right around here. This was that last down up move before the down move. So we can expect price to come mitigate somewhere between these levels right around here. So then half of that is going to be around here, more or less. So we can just, yeah, we can leave that as it is. And this is going to be our profit target at the moment. All we need now is a continuation of price. And you see that rejection, that's also not a good sign. We're seeing a very big exhaustion. We really need to see that push by price. And if we don't get it, then we'll close the trade at 1.3% gain. How volatile is Forex? Depends when you're trading. When you're trading during high volatile news sessions, for example, this Friday we have NFP. I'm actually not going to be trading NFP because NFP is super volatile, like more volatile. Like NFP is like AMC today, or like GameStop, like all those months ago, whenever I made like 440%, right? Like NFP is like moves 80, 50, like 80, 90, 100 pips in 1 minute. And if you don't know what that means, we're already up 1.2% on our account from this trade. And it's only moved up, what is this, from our entry? Measure this. From our entry here. Wait, let me measure that. It's around 8 pips. So if I'm telling you that if you have a trade open on NFP and it moves 90 pips, you can, let's put it this way. If you put $1,000 and moved up 100 pips in your favor, you make like $10,000 in 1 minute. Theoretically, right? That's the volatile measurement. So Forex can be very volatile, very quick, very fast, and very scary. Sometimes you don't want to be in those markets. It's best to avoid NFP, from my opinion. Really, it's best to not be involved in NFP unless you have insider news about the current economic status of the United States. I don't feel confident enough to enter NFP. I did last time and I lost like a lot, but I ended up using my hold strategy, that just you hold until it goes back up, and just went back up, and I actually made money on the trade, but still, like, it moved down against me, and it took me like all day for it to go back up, and that really sucked. I was on the chart the entire day. I was glued to the screen because I didn't want to leave my money running without me. But definitely very volatile. Even right now, there's a lot of volume in this market right now. This is the Asian session. We're in a live trade right now as I'm talking to you guys, going over this trade. So yeah, that's if that answers your question. And if you don't know what NFP is, I made a video about it. Let me show you that right here. class archives, live market trading. I don't know. Oh, it's okay. It's not, I haven't posted it here, but it is in one of my videos. Maybe I can show you. No, let me show you my YouTube. Here, I'll show you exactly where it is. I really recommend for you to watch some of these videos. No, your channel. So NFP here, right here. It's the third video on my channel right now. What is this? Thank you for all this info. Or is the minimum 25K for Forex? No, there is no minimum. You can deposit as much money as you want and you can trade with that amount. That's why I prefer Forex over stocks. And yeah, Steven, no problem. I hope you enjoyed this knowledge. Again, if you want to view more of me, then you can come back next week for the free classes. And if you want the more individual approach, then you can reach out to me about the mentorship and we can talk about that if you're interested. And that's gonna be it, guys. I'm gonna wrap this video up and yeah, that's it. Have a good night and take care and stay safe out there in the markets. Wow, look at that thing move, huh? Wow, volatile, super volatile. And this is because we have news right now in the market. Thanks. Whoever's still watching this. This is because we have news. So now look at that rejection off of the POC. This is not going to bump up price significantly because I think we got good news here. Let's see. Yeah, we got some news on the New Zealand dollar. It's coming out in around 5 minutes. So right now the price is adjusting itself before the release of the news. So we're actually going to see now higher prices. It looks like that we're going to see a lot of volume. Yep, stepping in. So we're actually going to get a huge jump in our trade right now. And that's why the volume is going up and going down so much. Wow, look at that. Wow. Look at that. Whoa. Wow. And this is, whoever asked how volatile Forex is, look at that volatility. Look at that. Wow. This whole thing was a creek manipulation. Now I think that the trend is going to shoot up because I think the news is going to be good. Look at that. Who's watching this still? Who's this? Carl. Carl, watch this. It's going to be crazy. Carl, yep. Watch this, man. This is about to be. Let's look at the news and see what the news results were. Have not been released yet. I think this was actually just, here's how these news usually work, right? They come, they grab that liquidity only for price to now shoot up and go up even higher. So I actually think we're about to make even more money on this trade with this news event. Yep, you see? This was all engineered to grab liquidity. So the news is already being priced in. So we know that this is actually going to be an uptrend right now. We're uptrending and this is going to shoot up and grab all those sell orders of people selling this market. That's what I believe. It could also not be that, but I think that just have to believe in the trade, and if it doesn't, then we close the trade with a profit. And if it goes up, then it goes up. In any case, if it goes below this 316 line, we're out of the trade and that's it. Call it a day. So I guess I'm going to keep streaming here. Just if you want to keep watching, I don't really mind to keep it running. I just want to show you how volatile this thing is. I think it was you who asked how volatile is Forex, right? Was that you? Yes. So look how fast it moved in 1 second. 1 second, insane. Now it's shooting up. Yeah, Forex is super interesting, man. You can trade after your job. You come home from work, you can literally hop on the market and make some extra cash. You see? You can join my sessions and learn and do that whenever you want. It's amazing. That's why I like Forex. You can just do it whenever you want. It's, you're tired, you can't sleep at night, you want to trade, Forex. I just happen to wake up every day at 7 because of the prime time, so I can't trade at night. So I end trades around 11. After 11, I don't trade. That's the rule. Like any position I have at 11, I close. So I'm still holding this for the next few hours. But yeah, I think this is still going to move up now. What is it? 8:57. We still haven't gotten that news from the, what is this? ANZ commodity prices. So I am expecting it to be bullish. I think this was just a grab of liquidity to now see higher prices being met. Now it's coming back down for some more mitigations before shooting up and filling in this imbalance and continuing those higher demand of prices. That's what I believe. And this was correct as the UTAD as it did came down and dropped. But look at this significant rejection, right? As it came to mitigate these last few orders. Now it's moving up. It moved up beyond this candle. So this was a pretty engulfing candle, even though this was also pretty bad. This looks in a bad, it looks pretty bad overall. It looks like a bad area. I think that I want to see how this next candle unfolds. I want to see how the news comes out. And depending on that, we're going to either stay or close this position because I don't like volatility. Not like this. It's too much. It moves too fast. It doesn't work anything with the market maker. It doesn't work anything with smart money. Fundamentals have nothing to do with smart money. It's just good news up, bad news down. Like as simple as it gets. It's really like that. That's exactly how it is. Like there's nothing to do with Wyckoff, has nothing to do with anything. Obviously, you can anticipate the Wyckoff and use the Wyckoff and see that it's actually being priced into the market. But the good news will really pump up price if we get that good news. So I really want to see, how that actually ends up looking. Oh no, that's not the right one. Let's see. We can delete this. Let's go back to this. So we're going to be watching this very intently. We have a few minutes left. We have 1 minute left to see the news. Hopefully it's going to be good news and we're going to see a fucking jump in price. It's going to shoot up and make like reach our target actually. If this is good news, we're going to reach our target right now and fill this imbalance and start even moving up potentially higher. So we're waiting on the news. We have 1 minute left. I really think this is going to jump up and just skyrocket right now. We're already moving up. That's a good sign. Let's see how it moves. We have less than 1 minute left. We have 30 seconds left, more or less. Comes out in 20 seconds. How much time do we have? 10 seconds left for the news. We're already moving up on New Zealand yen. 4, 3, 2, 1. News came out. Let's see what happens. Did it go up? Our trade went up. Okay, so the news is good. Wow. Okay. 1.3%. That's lower. That's not good actually. So the news was bad. So I wonder what's gonna happen. It's actually going up right now. Let me see actually. I don't know this news event. Actual is good for the currency. Yeah, if it's greater, then it should be better for the market. So we should be seeing less, right? No? Oh, maybe because it's against the yen. So the yen, no, but no, it doesn't matter. We should be seeing lower prices now at this point. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea why it's doing this. Maybe if you look at NZD USD and compare that to the US dollar, if that's moving down, this is going to be moving. Oh, no. Yeah. Let's look at NZD USD. Add that. NZD USD is moving down, right? We're moving down in NZD USD, which shows us that this should be moving up at this point in time. So if we're moving up on New Zealand yen, that means we're moving down on New Zealand dollar, right? So this is moving down, so this is now moving up. So because it's directly inverse, so now we're moving up here. Makes sense actually. There we go. Because this is so the value of the yen is increasing against the New Zealand dollar, while the opposite is happening on the dollar with New Zealand. Like the dollar, like the Kiwi dollar is now showing us the opposite of this, right? Let's look at this New Zealand USD. See how it's moving down and that's moving up. Oh, now it's moving down. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. Really interesting stuff. Look how that volume works, huh? You see that volatility? Crazy stuff, right? All that, look at that from a simple news event. It's so insignificant. Look how it moves the market. So I think this was the road bump for price to then continue moving up. I'm really glad we actually caught this. Sucks that everyone else left, but because I did say we were gonna end the call, but yeah, I just really wanted to see that volatility spike. But yeah, it wasn't that significant, but definitely gonna see some higher prices now, as this was just a gap of liquidity that now we have to come exactly fill in and move up even higher than this and potentially reach our target, which would be amazing. And from here, we're at, what is that? We only need 5 more pips to reach our target. And that's going to be 5 times 2 is, oh, okay, that's going to be a lot of money actually. There we go. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand yen, and now the Australian yen is also moving up significantly higher. Same thing with Kiwi yen. All right, so I think that's it for today. I think I'm gonna end it now. Thank you for staying so long, man. I appreciate it. And I'll post the end results on my Discord if you want to see that. But I think that it's gonna reach a target because we have this overall, where is that? This liquidity gap, that, and this is where the green line is where price currently is. This is where we can sell at, and this is where we can buy. Look how it's coming up to fill and reach our target right now. See that?
Yep.
Crazy stuff, man.
Well, I took the decision to start trading like this week, and I know nothing about it, so I'm glad I stayed and watched, and I learned a lot. Thanks a lot about for this.
Oh, for sure, man. Listen, if you want to, like I said, if you're looking to enhance your knowledge and you become better, then maybe you could consider the mentorship.
Definitely.
Yeah, we already have a few students doing it. Oh, look at that. We're already at 1.5%. Awesome.
Yep. If you reach your goal, do you pull out of the?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here, make my money real quick. I lost a lot of money today. I lost like $200. I mean, it's not a lot, but like I lost like 2%, So I was like, ugh, like $200, like, so I stopped trading for the whole day. So I'm gonna make some of that money back. That's gonna be cool,
All right, definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
thanks a
it's I
lot,
trade
bro.
a small amounts. I'm only trading like $100 per trade, so like I only make like $300-400 a day on average.
And that's how you're sure you get your money back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't lose that much, so like I'm pretty accurate with this trade. So that's why people would like to come to this because I actually have a pretty high accuracy. But when I lose it, I lose small, and then when I win, it's a big win. So like I really milk that trade, So that's why I've actually become profitable in this stuff. But yeah, I'm willing to help you, if you want to learn. So just shoot me a DM or something if you want to take it to the next level. But yeah, just keep coming to these classes, man. Definitely. These classes, we're definitely going to help you, give you some perspective on smart money and how we actually identify, these distributions, these accumulations, how to identify market cycles. Right now, where we've come down to test and actually give us that spring move, part of this larger Wyckoff, and this whole thing down was to accumulate price. And that's why, and here's the thing about the Forex market, okay? Whoever's watching this all the way, whoever just got in, I want you to hear this. This is the big secret. Whenever there's news, the market comes down before the news event. So let's say it was a positive news, right? And it moves up the market. What's the market going to do? It's not going to shoot up right away. It's going to come down, convince you to take a sell. You sell the position, try to catch on the move, only for it to go against you. And why does it do that? It's called engineering liquidity. And it's also fulfilling that Wyckoff reaccumulation with that spring move moving just below the preliminary supply that we had here to accumulate orders, only to then what? Mitigate also this order as well, the orders that and liquidate these people that are taking the buys down here, hitting their stop loss, only to then what? Shoot right back up in the initial direction that we were holding all the way from down here. And now we're continuing this move up and we're expecting to reach those higher price targets. All we need to do now is break above and continue in this line. And that's the reason that I wanted to show you guys that, because if you actually look at it, this actually does fulfill, and let's actually identify this. This is our spring. This is actually fulfilling that reaccumulation schematic that we've talked about previously, and now we're expecting this higher markup in price coming down to mitigate some of these orders here, coming down to reaccumulate. That's perfectly fine. We know we had a big volume spike, but I am expecting higher prices to again still be met. And yeah, that's it. Just very easy stuff. So yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for watching. I know we went up a little bit longer than what I wanted to, but it's fine. It was fun. I showed you guys how the volatility works here. Hopefully we reach our target. It's only 12 pips, so I think we're definitely gonna reach that and partial out, and then leave the rest running. We're gonna close around 80% and then leave the rest going on, because I still think that we can potentially even reach above our price target and reach our level of here and mitigate this order block as well. Maybe even move up higher than that. So we're going to close 80%, stops at break even, and then just leave it as a runner for tomorrow. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Bye,
What's
guys.
What's the
What?
frequency? What's the frequency of the stream? Is it once a week or is it
The
multiple?
frequency is okay. So you said you're new here, right?
Yes, this is actually I've joined the Discord today.
Oh, first of all, welcome. Second of all, yeah, so Evan used to stream every day. And he hasn't been streaming as much anymore. So the group has asked me to take in and fulfill his role because they want nightly classes. So I'm doing the nightly classes. So it's every single day except for Thursday, because Thursday Evan does the stream. So like I don't interfere with him because he's like the main, recruiter. So like he's like the big guy. So I don't like mess with his trades. He does the stream, he does his stuff. I don't do it. But on the other days that he's not, so just answer your question every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday I have live streams in the mornings. Every morning I have a live stream at 7:30 a.m. So people who have a job, they watch it before they go to work, whatever, and they can trade with me.
All
Answer
right,
your question.
perfect.
Yeah. And then to continue that answer, mentorship is whenever you want. That's on a different level. That's like on a individual level. That's whenever you're available. That doesn't have nothing to do with the classes.
Okay, and we start from basics and go from there, or
Yeah, there's different levels to the mentorship, right? Oh, look at that. Wow.
yep, it's
Look at
shooting
that
up.
game shooting up. We're about to hit our price target, man. Wow, look at this. We're already at 1.6%. Amazing. So
Volume
yeah,
is up.
the mentorship really works from your level. It's an individual level. So if you're have no idea how to trade and you're looking to get into Forex or stocks or anything really, and you just want to learn about smart money and how I trade and how I identify this stuff and how we actually managed to get in on this trade, and like I explained it here, but really break down all the market cycles and all that crap, then yeah, the mentorship would be a good idea. You're bypassing all of watching those YouTube videos with like Rainer Tail, that Asian guy you barely understand, explaining to you how to use MAs, moving averages and all that crap that doesn't even work. So you basically skip the BS and just learn all the things you need to learn. And you also learn from a guy with experience. I mean, you can't put a price on the experience, I think. But yeah, I mean, up to you if you want to pursue the mentorship, but yeah, it's totally up to you. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream here. Okay. So if you want to, then think about it and let me know. I'll be happy to have you on board.
All right. Thank you very much and good night.
Yeah, man. Nice meeting you. Good night, man.
Likewise.